Hi, I'm Yanbing Li, General Manager of the Storage and Availability Business Unit at VMware. As you heard from Raghu, we're updating our hyper-converged infrastructure strategy with VMware HyperConverged Software and the fourth edition of VMware Virtual SAN, version 6.2. In this segment, we will walk through several exciting updates. We will start with an update on our HCI strategy, introduce VMware HyperConverged Software, and share our strong customer and market momentum. Then, I will invite Rollinson Rivera, Principal Architect, to share the details of the latest virtual SAN solution. We will close with a look at how VMware offers the industry's widest set of HCI deployment options. I am, of course, excited about the power of the solution. But to set the stage, let's hear from a VMware customer directly on how they're using our HCS solution and virtual SAN to evolve and simplify their IT infrastructure.
The students we have in schools today were born with iPads in their hand, and we are embarking on a one-to-one initiative that our superintendent is referring to as a individualized learning, where grade levels are almost going away and students are able to learn on their own pace. We have 96,000 students and 14,000 employees. We're serviced by 2 data centers with 40,000 computers and approximately 10,000 tablet-type devices and growing. We've been using VMware since 2005. We started using vSAN back in July of last year. We have currently virtualized a little over 500 servers, and we are probably about 95% virtualized. We had a very specific problem to solve. We had a poorly performing mission-critical application, and it was on hardware that was due to be refreshed. We were skeptical that replacing the hardware was going to improve the performance. So I proceeded to virtualize based on vSAN. I was using internal PCI flash cards and I believe 800 gig 15K drives local on all of the boxes. I believe I had 7 in each one to create the vSAN infrastructure. We virtualized the SQL Server, and we also virtualized about 18 more servers, and we were able to consolidate 21 physical boxes down into the 3-node cluster. Now, we have recently turned up a 6.0 5-node cluster with all SSD storage, and we are in the process of migrating that application to the 6.0 cluster. Amongst the 5 nodes, I believe we've turned up 10 terabytes of storage. The SQL Server itself is about 2 terabytes. With the vSAN on policy-based storage, our VMware tech, just a few clicks and we're ready to go. If you want to buy a SAN that's preloaded with enough storage for growth, it could be $500,000, $650,000. And instead, I'm buying servers that are maybe $50,000, $60,000 a piece. The footprint in my data center is reducing. We would sometimes have 30, 40, 50 millisecond latency on our SAN during heavy congestion. On the vSAN, it would be, sub 1 millisecond latency in most cases. But to put it in layman's terms, my customer, what made them so happy is tasks they were running on the old environment were taking 30 to 45 minutes to complete, and in the new environment it was sub 5 minutes. The next thing I want to put on vSAN is SAP. We're already virtualized, but I would like it to run faster. Anything that requires a lot of IOPS and intensive use, our SAP, our data warehouse, our SharePoint environment, and the student information system, and I'm also wanting to put on the vSAN our new AirWatch environment as well.
That is a great video by Fulton County Schools. It's a typical example of how organizations can evolve their virtualization environment and converge storage, compute, and networking to a hyper-converged infrastructure with virtual SAN, which also forms the foundation for the software-defined data center. VMware's server virtualization changed the game for servers and compute. However, this led to a mismatch between the highly efficient compute layer and the rest of the data center, specifically the shared storage. Many of our customers still face fundamental challenges, such as high storage cost, complex management, and application performance challenges. A software-defined approach to storage is making the image on the right, a simple, highly efficient, and scalable data center, a reality. Analysts are projecting that software-defined storage is having a significant impact on storage decisions. As projected by Wikibon, traditional storage markets are declining close to 20% annually. Organizations are shifting to the server SAN architecture, also known as a hyper-converged infrastructure, to address their IT and storage challenges fueling rapid growth projection of more than 60% over the next several years. As a leader in the software-defined data center, VMware is ideally situated to simplify this transition to hyper-converged infrastructure. At VMware, we fundamentally believe HCI is a software-driven architecture, not limited to one specific deployment model or a hardware-locked configuration. HCI leverages two fundamental components: hyper-converged software plus industry-standard hardware. The hyper-converged software must deliver compute, storage, and networking and management from a tightly integrated stack. It allows the convergence of physical storage onto industry-standard x86 servers, enabling a building block approach with scale-out capabilities. The use of x86 servers and storage hardware allows data center to operate with agility, scalability, and cost effectiveness. By adding additional capabilities such as NSX for network virtualization and advanced management with vRealize, this becomes a complete SDDC solution. So, how is VMware approaching HCI? VMware provides the industry's leading foundational components for HCI, converging compute, storage, and management onto a single integrated layer of software that can run on industry-standard hardware. VMware is the only vendor who provides such levels of integration. Our hyper-converged software is composed of three differentiating and best-in-class solutions: vSphere, the hypervisor that defines the industry standard; vCenter Server, a unified and extensible management solution; and VirtualSAN, a radically simple enterprise-class storage solution that's uniquely embedded in the hypervisor. And today, we're proud to announce the fourth edition. This hyper-converged software is available through the broadest set of deployment options, from turnkey appliances to over 100 pre-certified servers through the VMware VirtualSAN Ready Node program. We will discuss the deployment options and ecosystem more in depth toward the end of this session. So what makes VMware HCS differentiated among the various vendors in the market? What makes our software stack the strongest in the industry? As you heard from Fulton County Schools, customers are discovering that VMware is enabling HCI solution that can deliver across four key areas. It is radically simple. VMware is the only vendor that provides one tightly integrated HCI software stack that can be run on your hardware platform of choice with no hardware lock-in. It offers the highest performance. VMware Hyper-Converged software is optimized for all-flash and can deliver over 100,000 IOPS per all-flash node with sub-millisecond latency. It's the lowest cost. Thanks to the latest storage efficiency features in VirtualSAN, which you will learn in a few minutes, we can deliver all-flash storage as low as $1 per usable gigabyte. You no longer have to face the dilemma of picking either performance or cost. Last but not least, it supports any app at any scale. Designed for the future in mind, VMware's hyper-converged storage is capable of over 6 million IOPS per cluster, and is designed to support any application. For example, I am pleased to announce that VirtualSAN and VirtualSAN Ready Nodes are going to be fully compatible with the new Horizon 7 and Horizon Air offerings. In addition to powering virtual desktops and other business-critical applications today, VirtualSAN is designed to run new cloud-native applications and containers in the future. We are, of course, thrilled to bring these amazing value propositions to our customers. So how are customers and the market viewing our solution since we first launched it in March 2014? Looking at real customer deployment data, VMware has become the leading HCI vendor in less than 2 years. By the end of 2015, VirtualSAN surpassed 3,000 total customers. This puts us in a leadership position with the most number of customers. We estimate that we acquired over 70% more new customers in the second half of 2015 than another HCI vendor based on their recent IPO filing. In addition, we shipped over 20,000 units based on CPU count in Q4 2015 alone, outpacing any other HCI vendors out there. And finally, we saw over 200% year-over-year growth in Q4 2015, thanks to strong customer demands across a broad set of verticals and use cases. It is plain and simple. VMware is the market leader in HCI. We're number one in customers and customer acquisition rate, number one in number of units deployed, and number one in revenue growth. And we have no plans to slow down. This is the perfect time to invite Principal Architect and one of my favorite speakers, Rollinson Rivera, to cover what our brilliant engineering team has delivered in the latest edition of Virtual SAN.
Thank you, Yanbing, for that wonderful introduction. Just to level set, Virtual SAN is a software-defined storage solution that is embedded in the vSphere hypervisor. This means that there are no extra appliances working as the middleman managing the storage functions or competing with resources for your applications. Virtual SAN 6.2 is our fourth release, and we continue to improve upon the principal values of the product from a performance and availability standpoint, by mitigating all the single points of failures, improving the overall operational efficiencies of the product. As we continue to support hybrid and all-flash configuration architectures, in this release, we optimize Virtual SAN for the all-flash configuration so that our customers can consider this option without the usual expense associated with a traditional all-flash solution. Customers of all sizes can take advantage of the incredible performance and value delivered by the all-flash configuration for all of the use cases that are supported within vSphere, ranging from the most business-demanding critical application all the way down to VDI. The focus of this release goes beyond the technological aspects of the product, but it also focuses on the simplification of the procurement process for Virtual SAN. When it comes to the hardware choices, we make things quite simple: size and buy. When considering trade-offs, performance or low cost, we make those options very simple and very quick for you to actually make those decisions. Simplify the way storage is deployed, consumed, and managed, and forget the silo approach and leverage a single point of management for your converged infrastructure. We also simplified how you invest in a solution that will extend to your future business needs and overcome the toughest challenge in the data center, which is no more hardware lock-in. Virtual SAN 6.2 includes some new amazing features when it comes to performance and capacity monitoring capabilities that are presented in the same tools that all of our vSphere admins are very familiar with. There's no need for new tools, different management interfaces, or anything of that nature. Virtual SAN 6.2 introduces new enterprise features such as deduplication, compression, erasure coding, and quality of service, all which have been optimized for a software-defined approach. For example, deduplication and compression work together. If one workload is not deduplicable, then compression may be of help, or vice versa. Erasure coding guarantees storage resource savings without compromising on availability. Quality of service ensures that the mission-critical applications get exactly the service levels that they need, and eliminates the noisy neighbor issues. All of these data services are available and exposed on the Storage Policy-Based Management Framework, also known as SPBM, the best policy management framework in the industry today. So why am I so excited about all of these new features? This changes the game for all-flash. We are now able to deliver all-flash Virtual SAN for almost 50% less than the competing hybrid solution. And even better, when compared to a traditional all-flash array, we're up to 60% on lower cost. This makes Virtual SAN the optimal solution for cost efficiency and performance. And finally, we're taking Virtual SAN in a technology direction that surpasses all traditional vSphere use cases with Virtual SAN for VMware Photon. We are preparing what we believe is the absolute best software-defined storage platform for DevOps. With Virtual SAN, we're looking to deliver all the power and capabilities of the platform to all of the cloud-native applications as well as the next-gen applications. Virtual SAN will be tightly integrated with cluster managers such as Mesos, Kubernetes, Swarm, and are going to be managed entirely via REST APIs and accessible to both IT admins as well as developers. We're then going to take our storage policy-based management framework, SPBM, and expose it as a way to manage disk flavors in our Photon platform. We also want to promote developers to be a first-class user in the data center and control their own storage provisioning requirements. Overall, VMware is going to provide access to the very best software-defined storage platform ever created.
Thank you, Rollinson. What a great set of capabilities. Dedupe, compression, eraser coding, quality of service, new automation, and management. What is most impressive to me is the cost performance benefit. You get all-flash performance with half of the cost of our competition's hybrid solution. Think about it. It's like getting a Tesla at half of the cost of a Prius. How significant is that? In the next few minutes, I'll cover the final piece critical to our HCI strategy, and that is around providing customers ultimate deployment choice. Learning from our past experience of virtual SAN ready nodes and EvoRail, and understanding what worked and what didn't. Today, we're excited to announce our next generation approach around deployment option. A top priority for us is to provide the broadest set of deployment options for VMware HyperConverged software through the industry's strong ecosystem. We have two clear HCI deployment options. One, a focused set of fully engineered appliances, and two, the broadest set of certified hardware offered in the industry. As a customer, how do you choose? It comes down to your priority: deployment speed or deployment flexibility. For customers that prefer a turnkey, deeply integrated appliance, stay tuned for a game-changing announcement from the EMC Federation. For customers that want to build on their server infrastructure and experience already in place, then we offer even more options through our Virtual SAN Ready Node program, now also expanded. Virtual SAN Ready Node program is the only program to deliver a broad set of certified hardware from all leading server vendors. This is the key driver behind the rapid customer adoption and our market leadership position. With this launch, the deployment choices are being expanded even further. Partners are now enabling customers to design VMware HCS-based solutions with the maximum flexibility of hardware, software, licensing, and support. Customer can choose to factory install the VMware HyperConverged software, namely vSphere and Virtual SAN. Second, customer can bring their existing vSphere and Virtual SAN licenses or buy new licenses from the OEM vendor. And finally, customer can continue to purchase support from VMware or leverage a single vendor model by getting support for both hardware and software from their OEM of choice. Let's hear from a few of our partners on their plan around VMware HCS.
Fujitsu is really excited about the latest announcements of VMware's Virtual SAN 6.2 and the enhancements of the vSAN Ready Nodes concept. Now we are adding the options of pre-installation, flexible licensing, and flexible support.
All of Supermicro's vSAN Ready Nodes, including our NVMe configurations, leverage the increased functionality of HyperConverged Software, HCS, and vSAN 6.2. And remember, they all come with options for pre-installed software and complete Supermicro service, so that you can focus on your most important priorities.
I've been following vSAN and following its adoption inside our customer base for a long time, since 1.0, 1.5, and now with vSAN 6.2, it is incredible. What if you wanted to take the standard that you've chosen because it is the best in this space and be able to deploy it in the simplest, easiest, fastest way possible? Tune in February the 16th. You're going to see something really, really, really cool.
The evolution of data center is here today. Our customers are proving that VMware's HyperConverged software is the market leader. I'm even more proud and excited about what we're launching today and how it can help you realize greater simplicity and performance at lower cost, and how it enables any application of today and of the future. Thank you. Go VMware HCS and go Virtual SAN.